You know what sucks? When you're just doodling in your notebook. Maybe a skeleton, maybe some anime character, and suddenly that one uncle in the family leans over and says, "That's Haram, boy." And now you're stuck. You're like,
Wait, is this actually Haram, or is he just tripping?
because let's be honest, if you're Muslim and Gen Z, you've probably already been in this exact situation. You love art. You love expressing yourself. But you also don't want to play games with Allah's deen. And maybe no one ever told you this, and if you stick with me till the end, you'll see why 99% of Muslims either oversimplify this or complicate it so much that you feel crushed. So, let's break it down. What's halal? What's haram, and what's that dangerous gray area nobody talks about? Ready? Bismillah, let's go. First up, skeletons. Now, you've probably thought, but wait,
Skeletons are technically humans too, right?
here's the catch. When scholars talk about images of living beings, they mean complete animate life, the soul, the detail, the face. But a skeleton, that's literally lifeless bones. It's like drawing the scaffolding of a building, not the building itself. So, if you're drawing skeletons in biology class, medical textbooks, or even to learn how the body works, scholars across the board have said this falls under necessity. Education is better than decoration, the Prophet said. Actions are by intentions. So verdict, skeletons are halal when used for education. But drawing them for spooky Halloween decor just for vibes, that's where it gets shady. Next, medical illustrations. And I know some of you are future doctors, future nurses, future healers. And you're stuck, like, wait, is my career haram just because I need to draw anatomy? Relax. This one's clear-cut. Every major fatwa body, they've all allowed it. Because when you're drawing the heart, the lungs, the veins, you're not making art for entertainment. You're literally preserving life. And what does Allah say in Surah Al-Ma'idah? Whoever saves one life, it is as if he has saved all of humanity. That's heavy. So, if drawing medical diagrams helps save lives, that's not just halal. That's rewardable. That's sadaqah jariyah. So, verdict? Medical illustrations are halal. End of discussion. All right, let's move away from bones and bodies to something every potato wants to draw. Cars. Let me say this straight. Cars, planes, bikes, rockets, trains, all of them are halal to draw. Why? Because they're inanimate objects. No soul, no life, no issue. The scholars are unanimous on this. The Prophet only forbade creating images of living beings, humans and animals.
A Lamborghini?
Bruh, that thing has horsepower, but no soul. So, draw your dream Bugatti. Sketch the Tesla Cybertruck if you want. Zero sin. Verdict? Vehicles 100% halal. No one can guilt trip you on this one. Okay, what about gesture drawing? Like when an art teacher tells you, just sketch the movement. Don't add the face yet. Here's where a lot of people freak out. They think, oh no, even this must be haram. But listen carefully. Islamic rulings always focus on completion. A half-drawn human is not a complete creation. Gesture sketches are just lines, curves, motion, like a stickman with vibes. It's not a human yet, so most scholars allow it. But there's a reminder here. If your gesture slowly becomes a complete anime girl or Marvel superhero, then you just crossed the line. Verdict: gesture drawings permissible, as long as they stay incomplete. Now, this one is juicy. Historical figures. Imagine you're drawing Salahuddin Ayyubi, or maybe the painter that left his job half done, or Napoleon. Some people say, but it's history, bro, chill out. Others say, nope, doesn't matter, it's a human face. And truth is, the second group is right. The Prophet cursed image makers of humans and animals because they imitate the creation of Allah. Even if your intention is respect or education, drawing a full human being, especially a known figure, is still haram. You can write about them, describe them, make documentaries, even show their clothes or battlefield strategy, but once you put pen to paper with a full face, you've entered forbidden territory. Verdict: detailed drawings of historical figures haram. No shortcuts here. But pause. What about silhouettes? Like the black outline of a person, no eyes, no features, just a shadow. And here's the difference, a silhouette is not lifelike. It's not detail. It's just a hint. Think of it like seeing your shadow at Maghrib time. Do you look at it and think, Subhanallah, that's a full human soul? Nah, it's just a blob. Scholars have allowed silhouettes. They don't carry the same issue. So, verdict, human silhouettes halal. No sin, no guilt. All right, this is where it gets real. Anime, manga, cartoons. If you're Muslim and Gen Z, you've definitely been caught in this struggle. You draw Naruto or One Piece, then you're like, wait, am I low-key sinning right now? Here's the deal. Anime and manga are complete, detailed depictions of humans, or animals. And even if they're fictional, scholars classify them as full creations. The Prophet said, the people who will receive the severest punishment on the day of resurrection will be the image makers. Bukhari Muslim. That hits hard. And it's exactly why scholars say anime manga drawing is not permissible, because it falls into full animate depiction for entertainment. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to judge your sketchbook, but truth is truth. Verdict, anime/manga drawings haram, even if the character has big eyes and pink hair. Okay, here's a curveball. What if you're drawing a whole scenery, mountains, rivers, trees, and in the corner, you add 2 tiny human figures so small that no detail is possible? Guess what? This is actually permissible. Why? Because it's not a full human form. It's like a stick figure in the background of a masterpiece. Many scholars say, if the human is so tiny or incomplete that it doesn't represent a realistic creation, it doesn't break the rule. So, verdict? Tiny, undetailed humans in a scenery halal. But if you zoom in and give that tiny dude 6-pack abs and perfect eyebrows, now you're back in trouble. Now, let's not sugarcoat this one. Full-faced humans. Yeah, the ones you draw with every detail. Eyes, nose, mouth, the whole deal. I get it. You think, but I'm just sketching. It's harmless, it's art. But Islam doesn't work like that. The Prophet explicitly warned against creating images of living beings. Why? Because drawing a human face is imitating the divine creation of Allah. Imagine this, every line, every eyelash. It's not just paper. It's trying to replicate Allah's perfection. Even if your intention is good, like respect, art, or love, it's still counted as a full animate creation. So, if you're doodling your friend's face in class or making realistic portraits for fun, scholars call it haram. But there's a lesson here. Don't let guilt crush your creativity. Focus on what's halal instead. Draw silhouettes, skeletons, faceless forms. You can still be an artist without stepping over the line. Verdict? Full-faced humans haram. No debate here. Now pause, because here's the part that might blow your mind. Space. Galaxies, nebulas, planets, stars. You know what's crazy? Drawing the universe is not just allowed, it's encouraged. Why? Because it's inanimate. It's Allah's creation, sure, but it's not animate. You're admiring, documenting, celebrating Allah's design. And honestly, imagine your notebook filled with spiraling galaxies, exploding stars, and the Milky Way stretching across the page. And knowing none of it is haram. Some scholars even say reflecting on the universe, creating art inspired by it, is a form of remembrance of Allah. So go ahead, sketch that Kepler-22, color that supernova. Make your cosmic masterpiece. Halal. Rewardable, soul-nourishing. Verdict? Space and galaxies halal. And it's one of the few things where your creativity and deen align perfectly. Let's talk architecture. Buildings, bridges, mosques, skyscrapers, even your dream treehouse. Here's the thing, non-living creations are totally halal. No soul, no life, no problem. You can sketch a Taj Mahal replica, design your own futuristic city, or even make floor plans for a game. Scholars agree. Depicting inanimate objects carries no prohibition, no matter how detailed. And here's a bonus. When you draw architecture, you're literally appreciating the order and balance Allah put in the world. Like studying His design without stepping into forbidden territory. Verdict: architectural drawings halal. Go wild. Build cities on paper. Dream bigger. Last one, faces without eyes, nose, mouth, or any detail. At first it sounds strange, right? Why even draw a face if there's no face? Here's why scholars allow it. because the prohibition is on complete animate creation. Remove the eyes, the nose, the mouth. You've removed the soul representing details. So you can make stylized humans, mannequins, or abstract art, all halal. But you better not go into extreme realism. Mini lesson: perfection isn't required to create art. Sometimes leaving it faceless gives it freedom and keeps you on the straight path. Verdict: faceless face is halal, safe, creative, rewardable. Here's the soul-level truth: you can still be creative, you can still express yourself, you can still draw, design, dream, without crossing Allah's boundaries. But if you ignore this and start blending entertainment, complete humans, or anime into your art, you're stepping into haram territory without even realizing it. If this gave you value, you know what to do. Subscribe, learn, create, and stay on the straight path. I'll see you in the next one.